Exploring the new Earth means learning more about who we are. The 3D matrix has much of humanity simply focused on the physical, which is the body, but that's only part of who we are. We also have a mind and a spirit, and viewing all three together holistically will help us to better understand ourselves and how we connect with others. Lindsay Andreotti helps inspire people to step out in confidence and embrace their calling as we enter this new light age. And today we are learning all about the mind, body, and spirit connection. So, Lindsay is back with us. And, Lindsay, today we're talking about the mind, body, spirit connection, bringing all of this together as opposed to just really focusing on one element, because we have a tendency to do that sometimes.
Yes, brilliant. It's very normal for us as
Yeah.
humans to just look at one aspect. And people often hear, oh, I should engage with my mind, body, and spirit and make myself better. That's fabulous. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the truth of the matter is, as a beingness, we have four components that really make up our whole self. And there is a connection. I call it your brilliance. I wrote a book about this in 2005 because it really does highlight the importance of looking at all four aspects. So let me name what they are. First,
Okay.
you have your mind, which is your mental health, your mental well-being, the way you think about things, and how you are resilient to change because of your mindset.
Mm.
Then you have your body, your physical well-being. How good do you feel from the inside out? Do you feel healthy? Do you feel strong? Do you feel magical sometimes? It's that physical well-being. Then you have your emotional well being, which is how do you look at certain circumstances? Are you triggered often? Do you
Mm.
spend your time in anger, frustration, doubt, fear, or do you spend your time in love, kindness, joy, peace? Where are you emotionally most of the time? And then the spiritual well being is your connection to source, to God, to all that is. And if you feel that connection, and how does that play in your life? And how does it affect you on a day to day basis? I have worked with so many people now, and it's very common that we pick one of those four and just
Mhm.
do a deep dive. I'm going to go to the gym every day. and, and that gym is going to somehow make my emotional well being better. And it doesn't. So I think that what we're looking at here is how to take all four components of yourself and really identify how they're working, what works better, what doesn't, what's weaker when you go to the gym every day. Does it improve your mental health? Do you process your emotions in the gym? Maybe all that's working for you. Maybe you need some other ways of looking at it. So that's the intersection between the four aspects. And I'll show you a little copy of my book. It was actually titled, and you can get it on Kindle format, Sex,
Mhm.
Intimacy, and Business. A
Okay.
revolution has begun. It's time to get undressed. And the whole point of this book is to acknowledge the power and the importance of seeing people for their authenticity. Who
Mhm.
are you really? And when you look at all four aspects, you get to the core of every angle of yourself. And it's
Yeah.
actually a lot of fun. It's a fun journey to be on. So, and
Mhm.
I think we're going to need it in the new earth. We we have to start seeing people for the truth of themselves, not for the masks that are worn generally to hold us in one place or another. So,
Yeah. Yeah. And before we were talking about confidence and, putting all of these pieces together, I
mhm.
think will help give us more confidence too. Because if we're just reliant on what we see, like, the gym, analogy that you were talking about, well, that's one form of confidence.
Yeah,
But to be able to put them all together, you just feel more complete because that's how you were created to be. Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And part of the scary part is, we haven't talked about this yet in a segment, but we will, I'm sure. It's about how we get programmed from our age 0 to 7. And that actually indicates how our mind is going to look at things. And I'll talk about that more in a different segment. But what's fascinating is so many of us continue to run that program from the time we were 0 to approximately age 15 until we're 50 and 60 years old. And we're wondering why we don't feel fulfillment. We don't feel like we're spending enough time in the places that really matter. Our priorities, our values shift all along that road, but most of the time we're still stuffing them into the same program. It's like taking your iPhone 14 and trying to put the programs from an iPhone 8 onto it.
Yeah,
They don't
true.
work very well. And you're going,
Mm-mm.
clunky, doesn't feel good. So there's magic in choosing to upgrade yourself and to, find the alignment between all four aspects. So